I'm going to have PK bring us out on the field on this beautiful, glorious Friday morning. So without further ado, PK, please do your thing and bring us out on the field.
Good morning, Team Fast. Good morning, friends and family in this room. I've really come to become really close to a lot of you, like family does. And let's make sure that today, which is the last day of the week, is what you want it to be. Have it be whatever your intention is for the weekend, whatever your intention was for the week. Let it be a reminder that every day needs to be lived with a purpose, with full intention, and don't let that slip your mind. Don't let you forget that, because as Elias said, every week, every day is going by so fast, so much faster than it was before, in my opinion. And if we're not constantly reminding ourselves of that intention, of that purpose that we're living with, then it's just going to go to waste. So let this day be that day for you. If you haven't been living with that intention all week, today is another opportunity. And go into the weekend with that full-on purpose and intention, and make it worth your while. Make it be what you want it to be, and it's your life. Just live it the way you want it.
And all right, so you guys, I never, and PK, thank you. I never have a set person in mind. Once in a while, I'll have a set person in mind. Maybe I saw something they posted on social or a message that they said, but like, I never really have a thought of who's going to bring us out on the field. I just kind of look around the screen, who's present, who's there, like who's ready to go, right? Which I love having your cameras on. The whole conversation today is in direct alignment with what PK just said. Give me some sugar before you leave. I love you. Have a wonderful day. So it's in direct alignment with PK, what PK just said. Love you. I wrote this here and I got this. So some of the reads right now is stories that stick. Somebody was reading this the other day, and I've read this book. I read this book when I was probably 27, 26 years old. Never split the difference. And then obviously this is like a workbook, the Social Styles Handbook. So I'm always looking for thoughts and looking for ideas. And then I keep rhyme books, and I say rhyme books because I don't know if you've ever been a writer, a poet, just writing down thoughts. And so back in the days, there was never a time where I didn't have one of these composition books folded up like this in my back pocket. I'd be on the bus. I'd be sitting in front of the liquor store waiting for my girlfriend to get off of work because she worked and I was just a drug addict on the streets, but I'd be sitting there writing, smoking Newport cigarettes. So I always had a rhyme book in my back pocket. Well, now I have rhyme books, but they're designed a little bit differently. This is about like thoughts about business and things that we can do to get better. So I was looking back through some of my notes the other day, and I wanted to share this with you because I think that it's powerful. So one of the things that I wrote down this morning, I wanted to share with you guys just to provoke some thought before we go ahead and get started. I wrote here that I know of no more encouraging fact than the unquestionable ability of man to elevate his life by conscious endeavor. Powerful. That came from the 7 highly effective habits right here. Let me read that one more time. I know of no more encouraging fact than the unquestionable ability of man to elevate his life by conscious endeavor. Right? When we think about that, when we think about the choices that we're making, when we think about today, and I'm so glad that PK started this off because I wrote a few things here, and this is from an old rhyme book that I had back in the days. And it literally says, don't devalue the moment, ... today, right? It says we make the decisions and we manage our decisions. Everything that we do is about not only just making the decisions, but I'm managing the decision. Let me give you guys some context here. So first and foremost, you guys all made the decision to what? To be a realtor. Well, making the decision is just the first step. Every single thing that you do past that is your ability to manage that decision on a conscious effort every single day. So you made the decision to be a realtor. So that's the decision. You have to manage that decision on a daily basis. So what you want to become tomorrow, you've got to do today, right? I want this. I want to save. I want to go on vacation. I want to be a top producer. All these things that you said that you wanted to do. How are you managing that decision? I want to be the president of this company. How am I managing my daily activities in order to be able to be bestowed with that amazing title, right? And Kenny doesn't really give a shit. I think I care more than he does about it, but let's just stay here. You visualize tomorrow, you have hope about tomorrow, you're motivated about tomorrow, you dream about tomorrow, but you value today. So this means that what I do today, and you have to ask yourself this question, is what I'm doing today, my activities, my behavior, my action, my routine, my habits. Stay there for a moment. You have to ask yourself this question, are all those things driving me closer to my vision, or are they driving me further and further away? And if you guys remember this, we had this conversation, but there's a lot of new people, and I don't give a shit if I repurpose some of this information, because if it was powerful then, it could be powerful now. You're either repairing or preparing. And if you guys came to this session before, it's so important. You're either repairing or preparing. Let's have this conversation because this is important. If you messed up yesterday, and Michael Swanson said, Michael, I'm not picking on you, I'm just using your name because I see your face. If Michael didn't make his calls yesterday and he had a goal of hitting 50 calls for the week, what is he doing today? He is fixing yesterday. I've got to go back every day. I spend repairing, not preparing for the day ahead. Well, shit, I didn't make those calls. I didn't do those things yesterday. Fuck, man. I didn't work out yesterday. So I gotta like go back and fix yesterday before I fix today. So you're always repairing, not preparing for what's ahead. So you're playing catch up, right? So every day, so we repair when we fail to manage the decisions that we've made. Prepare by managing the decision on the daily. Every step should be a progressive realization of success in your life. Those were some of the notes that I had that I wanted to share with you. And it's funny that I landed on that today and what PK said, because it is super, super important. You guys, like I said last week or this week, you have to really, really reevaluate your word with yourself. And you got to stop. There's so much talent on the screen. There is unlimited talent. But sometimes we fall short of this, right? Because we're just not doing the things that we said we would do. So that is kind of the premise of the conversation today. By saying that, has anything came up? Where's your guys' heads at? What are you guys thinking? I'd love to hear from you. Cortez, you had your hand up early, bro. Let's hear from you, brother. And I love seeing the kids on the screen. This makes my day.
Spring break. So first I want to let you know we had a guest on with the Samika Ward, who,
What's up, Samika?
Who actually introduced me to Maria, and that's how I joined Team Fast. So I finally got her on a group coaching. So we'll see how she likes it. And I just, as far as being accountable, I've been working on my calendar this week, trying to stick to that and make my calls when I say I'm gonna make them, so I don't have to repair for the next day. So I did have some calls, make some calls. I do have some appointments. I've had a few buyer consultations this week, so we'll see how that goes.
Good, man. I love it. I love it. Good stuff. Anybody else, now that I've shared that, anybody else have any thoughts, dialogue, anything that they want to share? And hi, Samika, welcome to our environment. Thanks for being here. Herson, let's go over to you, bro. I know you have a couple guests on the line, but before we introduce our guests, I want to kind of hear what your thoughts are, where your mind's at.
My thoughts right now, as you mentioned, you know, with talent, so much talent being on, you know, making sure to tap in and understand what I'm really good at and put full throttle on that instead of trying to.
Let me ask you, what is that? Like, what is like your core competency? What is like the Herson brand that stands above anything else? Like, what is that, bro? Like, if you could bottle it right now, what is that?
I think it might be just communication. I'm not sure. I that's what I think. I think I'm really good at communicating, so I'm trying to tap into like I've been noting down constantly on this new notepad, podcasts and videos. So this month on a few closings, I'm going to have testimonial videos, and I'm thinking of doing a lot more videos. I'm going to be hiring my own personal videographer, like call Jerry, and I'm going to be doing a lot more videos and maybe even podcasts.
Love it. You know what, Hurston? I'm going to bottle this for you, bro. And it's really hard because not everyone, you can't feel this from everyone, man. But kind spirit. Like anytime you're around you, you give you a handshake, you give Hurston a hug, and you see him in the office. Like there's this kind spirit. Like that is a strength. That is a skill set that you have that some people just simply don't have. Right?
Yeah.
You have this kind spirit and this kind demeanor about you, bro, and you are a great communicator. The only challenges that I've ever seen with you is consistency, and then your self-doubt, right? Sometimes you doubt yourself, bro. You have
Yeah.
such a kind spirit and you have such a great way of communicating. Like, don't let anything hinder that, bro. So I appreciate you. Thanks for being on today. Introduce your guests.
The guest I have on today, his dad might be on. Name is sorry if I mispronounced it. Samid.
Yeah, it's Samed. Yeah.
Samed.
Yeah. Good to see you, Hurston.
Good to see you too, brother.
Nice to meet everybody.
Nice to meet you, brother. Welcome. Where are you dialing in from today?
San Leandro, California.
Nice, brother. Nice. Well, it's nice to have you, bro. Are you already licensed or are you thinking about getting into this crazy wild ass business?
Thinking about getting into it. And like you said, Hurston's just such a kind spirit, and like he was just very open and honest with me, and that's really what made me want to, check it out today.
Hurston, and Samit, thanks for being here. Hurston, how many real estate agents out there are talking about kind spirits? They're just not, bro. Like you just have something that like is genuinely, it's a kind spirit. And if I'm off, you guys correct me, but that's what I feel from Hurston. That's what I think. I'm a pretty good reader of energy. And my man, I'm love seeing what you're doing. Love that you're listening. Love that you're growing. Damian, my man, dude, I feel like I haven't seen you.
You
haven't seen the baby. Haven't seen your wife, bro. What's up, bro? How you been?
Good morning. Good morning. You know, I'm still here, so it's all good. But
hey, hold on. Before we get started, bro, I had the fucking worst FOMO 2 weeks ago when I saw you performing at the Academy of Sciences with the big old dinosaur in the back or whatever that was. And I was like, damn it, man, I would have gone. My lady's like, I would have drove to San Francisco and met you there. But I didn't.
Eric and my wife, they're like, Elias is over there pissed off you didn't say anything. But I'm just so weird about my music. Like, I just post it up and I don't really,
I get it, bro. I'm just saying, can you just extend your boy an invite next time? Because I'd love to be there to support.
Of course, my bad. That's my bad. Apologies.
I love the lyrics, bro. So let's go over to you, bro. Where's your head at? It's good to see your face, man.
Likewise. No, when you're talking about preparing or repairing, that struck a chord because obviously I had a strong fourth quarter last year, but I was more immersed in just taking care of the day instead of preparing to continue that, to keep going. And so I allowed myself to get sidetracked. And this is just being honest and full transparency, because I'm, I don't like to make excuses, but I start doing other shit. I'm like recording my music. I start getting into these projects, but I didn't prepare to keep my business rolling like I should have. And now it's April and I'm looking up and, I start getting in my feelings and I'm like, why are you not doing business like you were in the fourth quarter? Well, it's because I didn't prepare. So now I'm in that repairing phase of, all right, let me figure out how to get it back on track. And not that I did anything different with the clients that I have or anything like that, but I just didn't prepare properly. And so that struck a chord with me. And it's like, what you decide to give your time to is where you'll see the results, down the line. And so I don't necessarily regret my time investments, but at the same time, where my bread and butter is and where, how I feed my family and everything else is by selling real estate. So, you just have to be conscious of where you're giving your time and your energy to. And you can't necessarily be too remorseful or mad at yourself because you did it. And I did this. I put myself in this position, but preparing or repairing definitely struck a chord because that's where I'm at. I'm repairing something that I should have prepared for. So I appreciate it.
I'm here for full support, man, and I appreciate the vulnerability and the transparency. What my goal is and what keeps me up at night, you guys, is helping you guys to reduce the highs and lows in this business, right? The peaks and valleys, whatever we call that, right? That shit keeps me up at night. And particularly when I see you guys on the screen and you have your little ones on, because I know at the end of the day, like they're driving me, right? I know my family and my son is driving me. And at the end of the day, sometimes we just lose a little bit of sight of where we're actually going in our path, right? For whatever reason, complacency, whatever it is, I got busy doing other things, but you guys got to look at them. You got to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, okay, like, what am I not doing that I know that I should be doing? And then just fucking realign. And sorry, kids, for cussing. Uncle E cusses sometimes, but do as I say, not as I do. So let's go to Michael Swanee. You had your hand up, bro. Let's go to you.
Michael Swanee, I like that. I like that. Kind of staying on the wave that Demian was on. I'm really tough on myself, and so I get into this kind of like dark place where I feel like I'm not being productive enough, and I spend like 3 or 4 days not doing shit because I feel like, what am I? I'm already fell behind. So what I started really doing was, and reading winning kind of helped me with this, is really celebrating the small wins and celebrating every win. Like closing a transaction is not the only win that we accomplish in this business. And so I go through when I do make my 50 calls, that's a win for me. I celebrate that. When I drive out to Stockton in the morning just to go put up my sign and take a picture of it, that's a win for me, even though I haven't got any offers on the property yet. So that keeps me going and that keeps me up. So that's just a little bit of advice for anybody that feels like they're down in the dumps, they haven't closed anything, they haven't they're not moving at the pace that they expect themselves to. Celebrate the small wins, celebrate everything, celebrate making those calls, celebrate door knocking, celebrate printing those flyers, celebrate making that social media post that got you a DM where people are interested in you. Just to celebrate every win along the way.
Absolutely love that, bro, and I appreciate you sharing. Amanda, you had your hand. Say again.
Elias, I'll tell you, the other person that I met, his name's Eric. He's a young guy. He owns a landscaping company. He's also on.
Awesome.
How you guys doing?
What's up, Eric? How we doing, big dog? Welcome.
Good.
Thank you for being here. Where are you dialing in from?
Right now I'm in San Mateo.
Awesome, brother. Well, welcome, man. This is a open environment, judgment-free, man. So I appreciate you being here. Amanda, let's go over to you. You had your hand up. Let's hear from you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Amanda. I just joined the team literally like 3 weeks ago. I'm glad to see all of you. I feel the energy here is so great. I feel so alive in the past 3 weeks. So I'm motivated to do a lot of new things. So just quick things I want to share. I'm throwing a community Easter egg hunt in my neighborhood. And I have moved in this community for 3 years. And with the pandemic hitting the world, we haven't really seen each other, the neighbors and everything, like for the past 2 years. So, and there are a lot of crime and harassment going on in the neighborhood that a lot of the neighbors do not feel safe going into their own park. So I try to give this opportunity to raise this community awareness and create stronger bond with my neighbors by doing Easter hunt. So the feedback from our WhatsApp group from the neighborhood has been great. We have 35 kids signed up for the Easter hunt. The parents are bringing out their kids, and 5 parents are coming to my house to prepare the Easter egg. And I feel the energy is great. I love to bring my neighbors together. The reason for me doing this is, number one, the safety issues. The community has been kind of concerned and they're scared about coming out just to walk around with their kids. Number two is I see a couple listing in my neighborhood that is not listed by me, and I get really triggered and upset by that. And I do not blame anyone but myself because the neighbors do not know me. They don't know I'm a realtor. So I think the advice for you guys is, in order for you to win business, you have to be famously known locally. You have to be known as a local real estate expert. And the first thing you can do is not going door knocking, but provide value to your community, right? I think the good thing about what I do right now is my neighbors recognize me as the leader in the neighborhood that care about the kids, care about the safety. And I think that's the number one thing we should always be known for, not going after their money, but providing value first, and then money would come.
I love this. I love this. And you guys, consumers are buying community more so than ever. And we've said this and we've said it over and over again, like you shouldn't just be farming the houses, you should be farming the community and the things that are going on, and how do you elevate your community. So when you do send something in the mail, or when you do knock on the door, or when they do have a conversation about, oh, it's Amanda, the one that did the thing in the park with the kids. Yeah. So there's this sense of like humanality to her. And here's the cool thing. Amanda's going to be super humble, but Amanda did $40 million in production last year. Sit on that for a second. $40 million in production. You know what she's trying to do this year? She's trying to elevate. She's trying to grow. Like, how do I take my business to the next level? I told her to exploit the heck out of this event and document it on social. Every single person that comes out, take a quick picture with me. Hey, make sure to post that and tag me on social, just so she has this awareness. Because why? A lot of times we feel like, oh, it's okay to post the just sold, just listed, and oh my God, I got this deal, right? And why are we so apprehensive to post about the things that are really truly helping our community? There's a disconnect sometime in the human brain, right? Don't self-glorify, glorify what you're actually doing in your community. I promise you, they'll have more traction in that versus just doing just sold, just listed. So Amanda, thank you for your insight. Let's go to Joe Ellen, then we'll come over to you, Chris, and then we'll go over to Nicole.
Hi guys, happy Friday. Speaking of events, I saw this really cool event that this realtor did recently. I think it might have been in San Mateo or somewhere over there. And they did like a scavenger hunt. But what they did was they got the community together and put all these different restaurants and breweries on the list. And so you would literally hit up each little restaurant. And so they built that community by getting people back out into the restaurants, tagging social media. So that's something that we could do in our own little towns, is get a group, that's super easy.
There is nothing stopping you guys. And Joe, and thanks for saying this. About 6 months ago, perhaps a little bit longer than that, and Kevin Magna participated in this, and he did a really, really good job. It was 30 videos in 30 days about your community, right? We have so many things around us, from places to eat, places to get pizza, sushi, wherever it is, right? But just imagine that, right? What that does to you. If you sat there and said, I'm going to create 30 videos over the next 30 days, and hey, I could batch the content. I can go and shoot 5 videos in one day and then just roll those out. But I promise you, if you did a video every single day about all things going on in San Leandro, where's the food, where's the people, where's the nightlife, where's the go get a beer, where to go on date night, all these things, and you're talking about your community, and you're talking to these business owners, and oh my God, I just had an interview with the mayor and all these city council people. Like Michael Spivey did an interview with the new chief of police, right? And literally sat down and had a conversation. That is going to give you local awareness of who you are and your brand, and you're building something that's purpose-driven versus commission-driven. So it's a complete different mindset for a consumer. So I love that you said that, Amanda. Let's go over to Chris, and then we'll go over to Nicole. Chris, where's your head up, big dog?
Good morning, Team Fast. So basically, we did the video this past weekend, and I was feeling confident on the road. Then I get my daughter. So I don't usually have her that much, and I found myself spending most of my time with her, and I'm neglecting the scripts that I practice. I went a day back, a step back, and what I realized is I could kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Just include her. Like this morning, she woke up, and I'm practicing my scripts, and she says, "Daddy, practice on me. Act like I'm buying the house," and that just gave me more motivation. I'm like, baby is down. And it's like, it shouldn't be any excuses. Get it in, find the time. I'm starting to learn how to schedule more. I call it calendaring. I'm starting to learn how to calendar, you know what I'm saying? And get that together. And so today—
Man, you should have her, and you should just record it, bro. Just set up a tripod, have her ask you the questions like, okay, Mr. Edwards, right, how would you do this? Or tell me about the market. And I am 9 years old. Say it in a way that I'm gonna, like, have her do the interviews. Like, make her a part of this, man, because I think it's super, super important to get them, because now people are going to see this true human side of you, man. So get her involved. She wants to be involved, bro. Get her involved and document that, because not only is it cute, but it's relatable. You know, right. I'm a father, man. You know,
and one more thing. Every time I've been to the office, the environment has been all of us. Is it welcoming for the kids to come in too?
Bring them in, man. Bring them in. Okay. Bring them in. People are bringing their dogs in. People bring their cats in. Whatever, man. Bring her in. All right. And she could have all the snacks and all the juice that Daddy allows her to have. But Uncle E said you can eat whatever you want, but it's got to be approved by Daddy.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for
You
listening.
got it, brother. Nicole, let's go over to you.
I wanted to tag on to what Amanda was saying. I'm also doing Easter egg hunt in my neighborhood. I've been doing monthly events in my neighborhood, trying to get engagement with, I do monthly cleaning events, but I wanted to do something special for the kids this time. And I found that, so a couple months ago, I joined the neighborhood council. I'm on the board for the Melrose 27X. Yay. So now they're like helping me promote all my events and actually getting council members involved. So like Shang Tao, she donated so I could get all the Easter baskets and everything for the kids. Noel Gallo, goes and gets all the tools and delivers them to, has someone in his office deliver them to my house every month for the cleanups now. So just like with that community involvement with your neighborhood, sometimes getting on those councils will help carry some of that weight, because as we're spending most of our time trying to prospect and build, it's, having someone say, oh yeah, let me drop off all that stuff for you, or, here's
I love that.
it's because they're running for mayor anyway. They just want to
I
be
love
on.
it. Nicole tried to get me to go out to Oakland tomorrow and wear my Easter bunny outfit. I'm like, I can't, I'm booked. This Easter bunny is booked. But Nicole, I love that. And you guys, you know what? We're going to face challenges every single day, tons of things ahead of us, tons of things behind us. And so I found this quote and I thought it's really, really powerful. And it kind of goes in alignment with this. It says here, what lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us, right? So think about that. We worry about all these things that we're going to do, all the things that we didn't do, but there's so much power in actually what's in us. And so sometimes we worry, but it's just like, take that and give that to the world, because each of you have so many creative ideas. Each of you have talent. No, nothing in this world is standing in your way. Nothing at all. The only person that stands in your way is yourself. And so it's like the power of what lies within us. And I'm going to go and shift gears in a second here, but Otis, you had your hand up, bro. So I want to give you the mic for a second, but let's keep cruising on.
For sure. Just a quick one, since we were talking about the communities, teach you guys a little hack. On Facebook, you could put in whatever city you stay in or wherever you're prospecting or trying to get some clients, and just type in Vallejo community, whatever city community. And they're like, however big the chat room is, some are up to like 5, 10, 20,000. Just go in there and put some flyers up. They allow you to post all type of business stuff, and it just keeps you interactive with the community, everything that's going on, from feeding homeless and everything like that. So I got 2 buyer constellations out of it. So just tap in with the community. They're there for you. Like you guys said, if you don't speak, they won't listen.
I love it, man. Joe Ellen, we see him. We see him. He ain't hiding. What's up, big dog? Good morning.
I was like, you got pizza on your shirt.
I got a PlayStation 4.
What's that?
I got a PlayStation 4.
You got a PlayStation 4? Dang, dude.
It's like a 3 or 2.
That's it. All right, guys, let's talk a little bit about accountability. Now, this is not to public shame anybody. This is not to make anybody feel bad. This is just to share with you guys what is possible, because you guys, so we're now on Sisu. If you haven't logged on to Sisu, please log on to Sisu. I'm gonna highlight a couple people and for a couple different reasons, because you guys are now running a multi-million-dollar business and you have to think about it like that. Well, what you have to do is you have to get really granular with how you're spending your time, right? How your calendar, and this is, one-on-one, but also what are the activities that I'm doing with my time? I want to make sure that the things that I'm doing are actually going to move my needle. How many conversations am I having? How many appointments am I going on? And do I have the ability to really, really look back at my data and say, there's what's working or there's what's not, right? If we look at a couple of people here, let's just look at Joellen, right? It's like, well, she went on a listing appointment. She worked, 7 hours in her business, 15 hours in her business, excuse me. And she's attended 1 appointment, but she also has a ratified contract. We look at this, and this is over the last 15 days. So I want you guys to say, okay, what am I doing? Am I tracking first off, or am I not tracking? Because how can you really measure what you're not tracking? And so you have to look at this and say, okay, am I even on here first off? And if I'm not, cool, I'm gonna make some changes. Look at Jewel. Jewel has made 201 calls, right? She's attended one appointment, but she's had 49 conversations. When we look here, and once again, guys, this is not shaming anybody. You got to look at your life and be like, hey, what am I actually doing in my business? A couple of people I wanted to show off really quick is Colette. Let me just start here from the bottom. She's at Washington. So Colette, a couple weeks ago, she said these words. She said, man, I got to get really, really good at tracking. I'm not good at tracking. She said those words, but then she made an adjustment. So in the last 15 days, she's made an adjustment to track more of her calls, to get more granular with how she's actually spending her time. So then she could look at it and say, Elias, this is the area where I'm doing really good, or this is where I'm losing people, or this is where I need some help. So Colette, I want to call on you, and I'm going to call on a couple people randomly today. So Colette, how did you make the shift into tracking better? When are you tracking? And how has this helped you to stay on better pace with your business? Let's hear from you.
Well, let me see. Let me get, how come I can't see? Oh, we're looking at the thing. I just have to celebrate that I put anything in there, right? Like I've been better. So that's my win.
So Colette, let me ask you more granular questions. When are you tracking? What time of the day are you tracking?
I have not been consistent, still working on that. I track when I can, because I know this is it's like the plague to me. It's fighting me. You know, I got an aversion to it for some reason, but I know it will help my business, and I'm trying to just do it anyway. And so I'm happy to see that it's actually showing up, because I actually can't find my numbers when I'm looking in there, but nevertheless,
I'll show you how to pull it up. So we can do that offline. But
yeah.
Here's the thing here: 20 calls, and then your conversations. Because let's do this. Let's just break down some very, very simple goals. If you have a number in mind, say I want to do 20 transactions this year. Well, we know based on national statistics that it takes 40 conversations to get one contract. Can you do that in less? Absolutely, but let's just take 40 as the number. Well, if I know I need to get to 20 transactions, how many calls or how many conversations do I need to have? You guys need to really look at this and say, damn, am I on track to hit that, or am I not even having enough conversations to get me to where I need to go? Granular. So hey, step one, great job in really actually going in and making the calls.
I will say this. Yeah. I'm on my way to a listing appointment right now, and I'm in contract with that buyer. So I got some stuff moving.
Wait. Say that one more time for the people in the back.
I said I got a listing appointment right next door. Got a beautiful listing coming in Santa Clara, and for a nice dollar amount. You guys know anybody looking in the Mission Glen area, hit me up. And I got a buyer in contract. I'm just waiting for this appraisal. Please pray that it comes in at value. I love you guys. Thank you so much.
I love it.
All
so
right.
Let's do this. Congratulations. I absolutely love this. Let's go to a few other people. So
thank you guys. I got to jump.
Okay, you do your thing. So Kevin Magna, in the last 15 days, he's been tracking. He's sending tons of text messages. He's posting hours working in his business, 36 hours. So kind of tell me about your rhyme and your reason, and how are you tracking? When do you track, Kevin? And like, what is your I guess your method to your own madness?
Yeah, so it's when I put the last child down for bed, I go sit on the couch and start turning my brain off for the day, and I open up the Sisu app and just start punching in, making sure everything's there. It's been a little bit inconsistent as the last week or so, but I think that really holds me accountable. I'm the data dude, the number guy, and that's kind of what drives me and holds me there. Somebody was mentioning earlier about kids, so I kind of took it to the next level. Oh, you can't see it, but I put my kids on my business cards that I just printed.
Yeah, and by the way, man, I saw that. Really, really cute. Not too many people are doing that, man. I think it definitely stands out.
Yeah. Because that's my life. It's dad life and real estate and making people happy. So, but Sisu is. I love the accountability and really appreciate that service is there for us as part of the team.
Awesome. And you guys, it's there, but you just have to choose to use it, right? It's really easy. I'll do a quick, once over one more time, but let's continue on to talk about a few more people. So Carla Ruggiero Agua Fresca. So as you can see, she's really tracking her performance, and why this is important. It kind of goes back to what Otis said. You guys, I don't care what stage of the game you're at. There's people on here like Vivian that are tracking every single day, and Vivian did $34 million in production last year. So she's going to get very granular with how she's performing every single day. So when we look at this, let's look at Carla. Hours working on her business. She's quite active, not making too many calls. However, she's super busy. She's doing a lot of things. She's had 28 conversations. So when I have a call or when I talk to her, if she's having that many conversations, is she losing people at any certain time in that conversation? Is she being able to close them for an appointment? Is there something that's standing in the way? Because we're able to look at it in a different way. So Carla, what's your method? What's your madness? How are you tracking? When are you tracking? So let's have you talk a little bit about this.
Hi, everyone. So I guess at the beginning, I wasn't really paying attention to Sisu. And I guess I didn't think it was that important, but it is, because it keeps you motivated. And what I'm doing is like, before going to bed, I kind of analyze my day. And I think like, what did I do to, to work on my business, in my business? And I keep tracking everything my day, kind of like reflecting. And then that motivates me the next day. Oh my God, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. So I guess tomorrow I'm gonna compensate and do more.
Love it. I love it. And you're still relatively new in this business. You have great communication skills, great spirit about you. But I promise you guys, if you do this early and you do it often, it's just going to give you more momentum as you move forward. And so highly encourage you guys. Maria's another person on here. I know, Maria, you just switched to the car. So I'm going to go over to Maria. Let's go to Maria's numbers, because she's been super busy on, there she is right there. So Maria, talk to us a little bit about this, because you've had 59 conversations. And if we look here at appointments attended, 1 appointment attended, let's see here, ratified 2 contracts and 4 were written. So she's 50% of the offers that she's written have been accepted. So Maria, let's talk a little bit about this and how this is working for you and why it's working for you.
Well, I know for me, I too am not consistent enough. I'm doing my best. But I was just thinking about that this morning. I'm like, man, I didn't track like the last few days. But I have been super active. Thank you for the collaborative team effort with Team Fast, because not only am I interacting with my clients on a day-to-day basis, but I'm also collaborating with agents in our office and on our team out of the Bay Area. One of the tools that I've been using lately, because I'm like, I don't have enough conversations, is that I'm using HomeBot. So for my past clients, I've been reaching out to them saying, hey, just a heads up, I'm going to connect you with HomeBot. It's a service. And so a lot of them are like, oh, Maria, thank you, because now they can keep track of their home values. And another thing that I do is I'm a warm and fuzzy, touchy feely kind of person. So if I think of a client randomly, like I haven't closed in 3 years, 5 years, I literally will send them a thank you card, or I'm thinking about you card, no business related. Hey, I'm just thinking about you. I hope you're doing well. Let's get together soon for coffee or whatever. So for me, it is truly about relationships in my business. Yeah, so that's it.
Love it. I love it. A couple other names that I wanted to highlight is Kenny. Kenny just got into contract yesterday. Kenny Yan, congratulations to you, my brother. Kenny's been super active on Sisu as well. Vanessa Vo, super active. Melissa, she's relatively new. Carla, Jeff, George, Dan Johnson, Maria, obviously, and the list goes on and on. The reason why I want to mention this is that I want to remind you guys of how important it is to track and go in and make sure that you're celebrating your small wins every single day. You guys, it is of the utmost importance, and you guys can share those stats with people on social, and you can do screen grabs. So I'll show you this. Everyone has access to it. If you don't have access to it, make sure to reach out to Molly. All you do is you go into Sisu and you hit record, and now it's going to give you all the different categories that you can track information on. It's really that simple. Put in your calendar at 6:30 every single day what I'm going to do and how I'm going to track. And I promise you, you guys will see traction from this. You guys, I heard a couple scripts and I want to share that with you as we come to the tail end of coaching. I thought these were really powerful. By a show of hands, please give me a reaction below just so I can have those hands or just some type of reaction on the reaction button. How many people have ever been ghosted by a seller or a buyer? I'm going to raise my hand too, because this has happened to me. I've been ghosted. All right. All right. So there was a script that was put out there, and I'm always on these calls and masterminds and learning and growing, try to find things to bring back to the table, meaning here. So the subject line is a really powerful subject line, and it's, have you given up? Have you given up on your desire to sell your home? Have you given up on achieving home ownership for your family? Hey, Ricky, just wanted to follow up and ask you the question, have you given up on your desire to find a house in the Bay Area? And if so, why? And if not, how can I better serve you? How can I better help you? Drop me a quick line so I better understand where you and your family at. Hopefully all is well. If I ask the question to Jim, to Clarence, to Melinda, if I ask her the question, have you given up? Do you think that that provokes some type of emotion? Something's behind that, right? So my hope is that when you send that email, and that is the subject line, even in a text message, my hope is that we get people to operate from the heart, because logic gets people to really think, but emotion gets people to act. So if we can take these people back to more of an emotional state, maybe we're able to get closer to them telling us what's going on, right? So have you given up? I would use that if you have people that are ghosting on you. Two things when you're booking appointments and when you guys are following up with clients that maybe you haven't spoke to, maybe you haven't been able to book the appointment. And I thought it was crazy, and it's going to take a little bit of skill and practice because it's not going to feel normal. But the script is really, literally, it was, the guy wrote it out, said, say no to me, please. And his response and his way of closing for an appointment was this simple. So I know, Alex, we've been talking about, listing your home, and I know you said you wanted to wait a couple months. Now, Alex, is it a ridiculous idea for me to come out this Saturday to bring you some comps and to share with you my marketing plan about listing your home, whether it's today or whether it's next week? Like those words right now, is it a ridiculous idea for me to come out on Monday and bring you guys coffee, some comps, and share with you the marketing plan? Because if I'm crazy, Alex, just tell me, right? Most of the time, the consumer is not going to be like, you're ridiculous, Alex, right? They're not going to say, I promise you, they're not going to say that. But is it a ridiculous idea for us to meet at the property at 123 Main Street? I know that you're a couple months out, but is it a ridiculous idea just to go and show you and your family the home in the neighborhood? Is that a ridiculous idea? If I was asked that, I'd probably be like, that's not that ridiculous. Cool, let's do this. I'm open tomorrow at 4 and I'm open tomorrow at 6 o'clock. I'm going to send you an email ahead of time. Let's start at 123 Main Street. And I don't care, Melinda, if you're 6 months out or if you're a year down the road. I just want to show you these properties, get to know you, have a transfer of energy, and go out and meet the family. Cool, I'll see you then, right? Or are you against? So Melinda, I know that we've been talking about this. Are you 100% against me bringing you comps and my marketing plan on how we can get your home sold in the quickest time frame and show you exactly what you could potentially net on the home? Are you completely 100% against that? They're not, because you know what? They're having a conversation about it. They've broached that conversation with you. They're having that dialogue with you at some time. So are you 100% against that? Or is it a ridiculous idea for us to just go and see that condo in Emeryville to see what you guys think? Whether or not you guys are ready today, but is it a ridiculous idea to actually just go see the property together? Right? Imagine this in a context, okay? And I'm not a single man, but imagine this in the context of a dating scenario, right? Imagine you said, you know what, Vanessa, is it ridiculous idea to think that maybe we should just grab some coffee tomorrow? like I'm just thinking about like in the simplest of terms. So I wanted to share those thoughts with you and this dialogue with you, because I think that if you are practicing new scripts, new ideas, new dialogues, and new closes, I promise you, you'll get closer, right? It says here, and I wrote this, the greats make the plan seem impromptu, right? When you see great athletes, when you see people out on the field, when you see great musicians that are planning everything out, and when you see them, they make the impromptu seem so simple, right? So the greats make the plan seem impromptu because they've done so much practicing behind the scenes. I believe with certainty and conviction, I could probably, and maybe this is just overconfidence, but I believe in my scripts of dialogue that there's probably not a scenario where I couldn't be able to connect with somebody, whether it's a buyer or seller. I just don't believe there's many scenarios. Yeah, there's going to be those hard ass dickheads, that are super, super analytical sometimes, but I believe that I've practiced enough that I can have an in. So I want to share those with you. And I wanted to give you guys that thought and that insight and that dialogue. So as we come full circle on group coaching, I want to go around the room and get a couple key takeaways from you. And Melinda, it's good to see you. And if you have a chance to dive in, I want to ask you, what were some of your key takeaways from today's time together?
Hey, Elias, thank you. It's good to be back.
Good to see you.
Keynotes is accountability. Like you said, you got to hold yourself accountable. And I know that when you and I spoke a couple weeks back, I'm the one holding myself back. So being accountable and holding yourself on a day-to-day basis, it's your business. So definitely do what you got to do and make those calls, make those conversations, and hold yourself accountable every day. And it's good to be back on Team Fast. You guys are all amazing.
Well, you're amazing. It's good to see you, and it's good to have you here. Pinky Chan, let's go over to you. Pinky, what were some of your key takeaways from today's sesh? You're on mute.
My mic is not working.
Okay, all right, cool. We'll go on, but thanks for seeing you. Clarence, let's go to you, big dog. Key takeaways from today's sesh.
Key takeaways, excuse the lawnmowers in the background. Basically, the big one was trying to repair yesterday and then do today. I have to realize that, I can't beat myself up for what didn't happen yesterday, what I should have yesterday is already done. I can't change that. Focus on today. You're blessed with a new day, and, do the task at hand.
I love that. You guys, listen, don't be soft. And literally, we have tons of tech. We have all kinds of things, right, to help you. But don't be soft. Just close for an appointment. We're in a sales industry. We're not consultants, and we're not people to here to just open doors. Go work for Redfin if that's what you want to do, right? We're here to move people through the sales process because we are master communicators, right? We're not master manipulators. We're not sleazy. We're not fucking cheesy. We are master communicators, and we are moving people through the sales process, right? Sometimes that means overcoming objections. Sometimes that means debunking a myth. Sometimes that means sharing with them what the actual reality is of the market, right? That's why we have these conversations, you guys, because when you think back, when you think about all of your time through group coaching and things that we've talked about, if we were to say, show me paint the fence, show me sand the floor, show me wax on, wax off. If you look at whether it's the Karate Kid or the new one, show me. In the new Karate Kid, he makes the kid take off his jacket, put it on the floor, put it back on, hang it on the loop, take it off, put it on the floor, hang it on the loop. He had to do that 1,000 times. And the kid's like, dude, why? Why am I doing this? Right? And then he shows them, okay, no jacket. Show me put on your jacket. And then he was able to block and block. Show me pick up your jacket. He was able to duck. That's why we do this, you guys. This is culmination. So you have to look at it and be like, man, think back of all the things that I've learned over the last couple months. And if you compartmentalize it and you've taken good notes and you've said it, I promise you guys, you have tons of skills. You guys have things that you are reminded of that you're really good at. So I believe in the practice and the conscious effort of moving forward. Let's hear from two other people. They'll come full circle. Let's go over to, let's go to Ricky White. Takeaways from today's session.
Pretty much you got to work on your business every day. Be prepared, come up with a plan, schedule your calendar. So you have something every day to do in real estate, and that mostly it. Good,
man. I love it. I love it. Let's go full circle. Chris, bring us home, big dog. Let's hear from you. Chris up in Sacramento. Super dad. He's always in the car taking his son to school. But Chris, key takeaways from today's session, big dog.
I like how you're mentioning in the beginning to be proactive, not reactive. So pretty much, just staying on top of things, making sure you're doing your daily tasks, your prospecting. And I loved those techniques you did in the end about saying, is it ridiculous if I do this? And have you given up? That's big. I never heard that before. Have you given up? So you put that emotion on their side, and that forces them to interact. Then you find out what they really need you to do. So that's awesome, man. I love that.
Yes, brother. Yes. You guys, is it a ridiculous idea to think that I can get 50 of you guys to track your stats in Slack today? Is it a ridiculous idea? Is it a ridiculous idea that I already have Slack pulled up with the chat available for you guys to go in general and make, this is what I'm committed to accomplishing this week? Are you guys against the ability to go in and track your stats right now and just say what you're committed to? Is it a ridiculous idea?
Not at all.
Not at all. Nope. So I want somebody to start it off. I want you to go into Slack. It is in general. I pinned it. It is the very last message. And all I want you to do is hit this little guy right here, reply in thread, and put your commitments for this week. What am I committed to accomplishing this week? Not what I am going to, not what I hope to, not what I should do, what I must, what I am 100% committed to accomplishing this week in my business. If it's not a ridiculous idea, I want to see your guys' responses. That way we can share, that way we can declare to the world. So go in there, put that in there for yourselves, not for me. I'm just here to hold you guys accountable, right? So let's go out and have an amazing day. Remember these two things because I thought it was powerful. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. And I know of no more encouraging fact than the unquestionable ability of man to elevate his life by conscious endeavors. Go out there, be conscious about your behaviors, conscious about the impact that you're going to have on humans, and go out there and own it, you guys. I appreciate you. Load up that Slack channel with all kinds of commitments. I love seeing it, you guys. And if you need anything at all, let me know. For the people that are celebrating Easter this weekend, happy Easter to you and your family. If you do not celebrate Easter, have some fun, enjoy the time with the family, and relax. On Sunday, we're having Sunday dinner here, and we're having all the family over. And my son doesn't know, but I'm going to be the Easter bunny. So anyways, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Peace. Thank you guys for being here, and thank you for all your contributions. Bye.